It's almost that time of year once again, man. Fellas, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Sparking Zero video. It is your boy Tech, of course, and I know you're not really seeing any gameplay on your screen right now. Well, that's because this is a yap session. I know I haven't done one of these pertaining to Sparking Zero in quite some time. There's really hasn't been anything to talk about, but this video is going to be pretty significant nonetheless, because I'm going to be going over my expectations and speculating on what we could potentially see at one of the biggest video game showcases that we look forward to seeing, that happens every single year around this time, that being Summer Games Fest 2025. Now, just a quick little bit of information for those of you that may not be familiar with Summer Games Fest. This is the event that's replacing E3 now, and it's a 3-day event that happens every year over the summer, at the beginning of the summer. This year the schedule is going to be June 6th through June 8th. You guys can see the schedule right here, and I don't know if this is the average number. I'm sure it could be more or less depending on a number of different variables that year. But this year Summer Games Fest is partnering with and are going to be host to 60 different studios, and as you guys can see up here, Bandai Namco, of course, making another appearance just like they did last year. So hopefully their appearance this year is just as exciting as it was last year. And if there's any other studios over here that you guys are looking forward to seeing at Summer Games Fest, definitely let me know down below in the comments. Obviously Capcom, 2K, a couple of the other big names here, Sega, obviously PlayStation and Xbox are going to have their own dedicated days. But even so, when it comes to Bandai Namco, and just really quick sidebar here for a second, over the past couple of weeks, I would say that they've been mainly focused on Elden Ring Night Reign, right, which was supposed to come out today, but I think it actually launched yesterday for PC players, if I'm not mistaken, around like what, 3-4 p.m., something like that. And the time might have even been different depending on what region you're in and things like that. So if you guys played Elden Ring Night Reign yesterday on PC, let me know what time you were able to play. But hopefully when it comes to Summer Games Fest, we can kind of make that shift a little bit back towards the anime game announcements. That's what I'm really hoping on. Now, I know at least that if you're watching this video right now, what we're really looking forward to hearing from Bandai Namco at Summer Games Fest 2025 is any news whatsoever pertaining to Dragon Ball Sparking Zero DLC Pack 3, the second Daima DLC. And I will concede that it probably is a little early to get like all of the characters confirmed, the full trailer and the release date right now, since we're still, what, even at the time Summer Games Fest is going to be going on, we're still less than 2 months from the last DLC pack that dropped. And between the superhero DLC pack and the DLC pack 2, I think it was probably right at 3 months, right? I should have the schedule pulled up here somewhere. Yeah, it was right at 3 months. The Hero of Justice pack came out January 23rd, and the Daima DLC pack came out April 24th. So it was 3 months in a day. So while yes, we will still be underneath 2 months from when the last Dragon Ball Sparking Zero DLC dropped, I really only think we'll get some type of announcement or teaser for the next DLC pack, just because this is Summer Games Fest. If you guys remember, for the first Daima character pack, we got that trailer like the day before the DLC even dropped. I don't know why they did it like that. Now, they did drop a little teaser trailer somewhat beforehand, but the full character trailer that came out literally the day before the DLC dropped. We thought we might not even get a full character trailer for the first Daima DLC pack. So since this is such a big moment, and since this is going to be such a big DLC where we're probably going to see, I would say this DLC could be just as big, if not bigger, than the superhero DLC in terms of characters included. Hopefully they would at least show us an initial teaser trailer at Summer Games Fest 2025. At least this is what I'm hoping for. And I think that this will be another big moment for Sparking Zero, specifically because last year at Summer Games Fest, if you guys remember, this is when we got the release date announcement trailer for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, as you can see right here, June 7th, 2024. But this was just so massive, dude. And honestly, it was still a shocker, even though we had pretty much predicted that we were either going to get the release date announcement trailer here at Summer Games Fest or at Anime Expo last year. I remember what I was doing that day. I remember who I was watching this live with. It was just unreal. And don't get me wrong, even though the game looked and felt amazing, even when I played it at Anime Expo. If you guys played the demo at any point last year at any event, let me know. But I was one of the people under the impression that this game honestly could have came out at the beginning of this year, like the end of January, early February. That would have gave them a little bit more time to tweak out some of the stuff that they had to patch like in the first month. They had what, like 3 patches in the first month of the game or something crazy like that. That all could have been avoided if they just released it at the top of the year. And like I said, when I played the game myself, it looked and felt great, but there was still just something unfinished about it. I couldn't put my finger on it, but now obviously after the game's been out for what, 8 months, it feels great now. The game is moving in the right direction, in my opinion. They're patching the right things. But this right here, I would never forget this feeling watching this for the first time and seeing that October 11th release date pop up at the end of the trailer. Just what a time, man. Like 2024, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero made 2024 damn near undefeated, dude. This was a time. But this does bring me back to my point that I feel like something big for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero will happen again at Summer Games Fest 2025 this year. So let me go ahead and bring up the Sparking Zero DLC release schedule. And this isn't going to be down to the exact date. We saw the exact dates for the last 2 DLC over here on this Screen Rant page, with the release window for Hero of Justice being January 23rd and for the Daima DLC Pack 1 being April 24th. So exactly 3 months apart, like we talked about earlier. But this is going to be the quarterly release schedule right here. And if you guys want to see this on your end, this can be found in the About This Content section for the Sparking Zero DLC Season Pass, which can be found on Steam. I don't know if this can be found on console. I'm sure it probably can, but this is the Steam screenshot in case any of you guys were wondering. Now, with DLC 2 being released right at the very tail end of Q1 and Summer Games Fest happening at the top of Q2, I think this is the perfect window to start making announcements, or maybe like we said earlier, even having a little initial teaser trailer for the second Daima DLC pack for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. And we can hop back over here to Screen Rant because they did make a list. We've already done our own list for the characters that we kind of speculate we'll see in the second Daima DLC character pack, but they're gonna speculate on obviously Super Saiyan 2, 3, and 4 Goku Mini, Adult Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Piccolo Mini. At first I kind of speculated on this, now I'm not so sure. And how are we gonna do 2 Daima character DLC packs and the base roster of over 160 something characters for Sparking Zero and no Shin included in any of this? I think that's actually pretty criminal. If they aren't gonna have him in the base roster, they could at least put him in one of these Daima character packs. But of course, we're gonna probably have Majin Buu, Goma in some capacity. Now, I said this in my last speculation video for this DLC. We could get up to 3 forms for Goma. We could get regular mini Goma, then the buff Goma when he first absorbed the third eye, then the giant Goma that fought everybody at the end. I would probably say buff Goma and then giant Goma as a transformation, but if they wanted to throw in mini Goma, they honestly could. And then of course Tamagami's 1, 2, and 3 as well. And I don't know why, I just have some feeling that Tamagami's 2 and 3 and probably Piccolo Mini might not make the cut. I don't know why, it's just a gut feeling. Hopefully I'm wrong. I would want all of these characters to be in the DLC pack. Another Daima Goku as well, or would they just put Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku in? I'm actually not too sure, because we did see base form Adult Daima Goku and he went through all of his Super Saiyan forms all the way up to 4. So if they wanted to really pad the roster with all of those other forms of Adult Daima Goku, they could also do that. They're also gonna have to probably stack these other Super Saiyan forms on top of Daima Mini Goku that we have right now. Maybe it'll be another, they could probably just patch his technique switching equipment and just add these other transformations on top of that as well and give him a full transformation wheel. They'll probably do that. I don't know how hard that is to do. To me, that just seems like the most obvious thing to do. But guys, let me know down below in the comments how excited you are for Summer Games Fest 2025. Do you think we're gonna get any Dragon Ball Sparking Zero news? Honestly, I'm really hoping for it. I want to see, a teaser trailer for that second Daima DLC pack would go so crazy. Just show us like a glimpse of Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku, and they already won. They won the whole fest. The 3 days, that belongs to Sparking Zero. But anyways, fellas, have a great day. Also, let me know down below in the comments, besides Bandai Namco, of course, which of the 60+ studios you're most excited to see game announcements for. But anyways, fellas, have a great day, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.